Okay, let's take a movie break here. I really enjoy this one. I remember one day casually, searching channels, and if Forrest Gump or The Usual Suspects or The Princess Bride is on, I find that I will watch them. And I realized how biblical The Princess Bride was. And the story of David is a wide open doorway to what happens in the movie The Princess Bride. Young man, beautiful man named Wesley, just like David, beautiful man. He's told when he's on the ship of the dread pirate Roberts that Robert says, "Sleep well, Wesley, for tomorrow I may kill you." Same as Saul, passive aggressive. Later on, David, when he's in the hills, a couple of times he comes upon Saul at night sleeping with his men around him, and David quietly cuts off a little piece of Saul's cloak and chooses not to kill him, and then later shows him from a distance, "I cut this off your robe last night, and you're lucky you weren't a Philistine, or I would have re-circumcised you." But he says he can't kill Saul, and when Indigo Montoya does his sword fight with Wesley wins, but he decides he can't kill him. And then, of course, there's Wesley facing the giant and defeating the giant. And then we get a little more into the New Testament, where when Wesley defeats the Wallace Shawn character by drinking poison, you get into that decidedly contentious part of the Gospel of Mark when he says, "And when they drink deadly poison, it will not hurt them at all." And of course, Wesley drinks the poison, but he has an immunity to it, and Wallace Shawn dies. And one of the antagonists, one of the king's henchmen that are chasing young Wesley in The Princess Bride, has 6 fingers on his right hand. And in 2 Samuel, chapter 21, 18 to 20, there was a battle at Gath, and a very large man came out with 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes. And later he was defeated, and yes, of course, that man with the 6 fingers is deleted. And I'm thinking to myself, geez, why don't I just read 1 Samuel and skip The Princess Bride? But then Wesley is taken in, and he dies, and Bob's your uncle. There's a resurrection, and at the end, the defeated king is left behind, and a divided nation as they ride off into the sunset. And there you have it. There's your biblical, with a very big emphasis on the story of King David in The Princess Bride.